Would you like your very own paintable block in 7 days to die? Well, I've created my very own shape menu down here below the PGz custom shapes, and I've been making shapes, learning how to do this, and taking a few requests. You can see them all lined up here. They're all very beautiful. Let me go through them today. And we will go through them today. We're going to start off with the diagonal door blocks. So I'm making a mod at the moment, and I need a POI, or lots of POIs with diagonal doors, and these things seem to make really interesting and beautiful buildings, so go check those out. Also the root 2/2 half block and full blocks for making octagonal buildings, and some very nice paths that I needed. Also I had some requests, so I made some arrow slits for the community, some bars that you can kind of put your hands through and fix things, and these beautiful corner ones too. So very quickly, how do we install the mod? Well, if you go to your app data roaming directory, you're going to end up finding lots and lots of things, but you need to go into the mods folder, and if you do, you can place the mods. Now all 4 of them come with the very top mod that starts with a 000, and that needs to have that 000, and it needs to be at the top, and you only need 1 copy. But if you do, you can get all of these and many more on Nexus Mods. And on the website, you can see, as long as you're in the 7 days to die section, just type in shapes and up will come, hopefully, my mods. But if you need to see the others, then links are down below, and we can also head to my profile. That's what the link will send you to. And within there, you can see all the different things that we've been doing. You can also see that I did call it a hexagon shape mod, didn't I? And it's actually octagon. I've been correcting that. Anyway, that's it. Look, mistakes for all to see here at Physics Games. Advanced rotations, honey, silent or quiet auger, server side, that one, just XML I did that with. And lots of maps and all that indoor dynamic lighting nerfed, got rid of. Very, very annoying. Great little mods there. I hope they're helpful for you. Please say in the comments if you've used any. So let's begin with the prefab that comes with the mod. I've laid out all the blocks and all the orientations, so they've all been checked, and of course they are all paintable. And there's examples of how you can use that. Here's a door in a standard orientation, but we are always have been able to put these doors at a slight diagonal, but yet it's just fitting the blocks around them is a bit of a problem. So what I've done is I've made lots of different versions of the blocks that go next to them and allows them to kind of show off their beauty, especially if you're trying to make a nice POI with a nice frontage on it or something. Now when you're in here, you'll notice that in some occasions that when you're standing in front of the door, you can open it and close it really easily, but in other occasions you cannot. Now this is only in the prefab editor. When you're in game, you can open this door absolutely normally, and that is just a limitation of the prefab editor, so don't let that worry you. You can make these funky things here. I've even got little beveled edges that you can paint, and I've made these top blocks just so inside you can like basically continue the beautiful blocks at the side. I think I've got some examples over here. So there we are, we're inside the door. We can have diagonal walls. Some of them could be half blocks, some of them could be full blocks, some can even be incline fillers, or even thinner versions of that. There is the incline filler there with the little blocks. You can make these beautiful little houses, so let your imagination go crazy, and I would love it if you could head over to Discord and share with us some of your creations using my mod. Next up, the root 2/2 blocks. Here they are, all laid out for you. It came about because I was trying to make a very nice path, and that path had these lovely little, just little triangular blocks, just making up a beautiful path here, and I really like the width here. But the problem was if I then placed down a half block, then it suddenly went from a nice kind of thin area to a nice big thick half a block one. So what I wanted to do was create a kind of block where it could interface in between the two sides and make this distance that I'm showing on screen root 2/2, which is basically this distance here, which is half the hypotenuse of a full block. But there it is. No matter about the maths, I've done it for you. It's ready for downloading. It allows you to make those octagon buildings here of pretty much any size you want. So I'd love to see what you can create with it. And of course, links for Discord as well is below, where you can join the lab rats in the physics laboratory and enjoy yourself breaking this game and many more to smithereens. So we're back in Navezgane here with our custom block menu with all these beautiful blocks. We've had a look at these in the prefabs, the diagonal doors. There's lots of them and lots of variations. I just needed that many for a project that I'm I'm working on, and I just thought, hey, why doesn't everyone have a go at this? And also the route 2 over 2 blocks, you can try getting to grips with the little edges here and everything. But let's have a look at the other ones that have been requested by my community. Let's start off with, well, the good old arrow slit. We all know and love the arrow slit, and of course that was downgraded, so you cannot kind of basically reach through it, and I've just brought that back to life, really, which involved getting rid of the colliders. So there was a collider that crossed across this boundary, which meant you couldn't reach through, couldn't use these in your beautiful horde bases and then maybe, you know, stab through them. You've got to be pretty lucky. You've got to get right down the middle, or maybe, you know, change that or fix that battery bank or blade trap or something like that. So that's now available for you. Also, if we go into the menu again, I did the same with the bars. I was messing around with the bars and noticed that the bars themselves, unlike some of the other blocks that do similar jobs, like the railings, you couldn't kind of, you know, repair things through it. And I like these blocks when you can do that. So I changed them as well for you. And then finally, there was a request as well for a corner block. Now, you can make these bars into corner blocks by just putting them on the outside, couldn't you? But I wanted to make a 3-way block just so you could really make a nice little cage and also then have the room to place something on the edge. So here is not an example of using my 3-way corner bars. Now, of course, I'm sure you could do better than this really bad job where everything gets misaligned, but here it is all lined up, and then you always have to use these kind of like corner pieces here and then do a bit of a bodge job on the top here. You can see I've used different blocks here. The bricked ones are for the 2-way corner, the wooden ones are for the single, and you can just see here where, well, it all looks a bit silly. Now you could raise this, but anyway, I've got a better way. Basically, I like it. So using a corner one, and I put those in steel so you can see those. In fact, do I have a paintbrush on me somewhere around here? That I do indeed, and we can start painting bits of this, and you can see that each individual kind of section of it I've made paintable here. But as you see that little corner here, it's just taking up one block space, and then there's you know, you've got all of these as part of the bars and the railings as well. We've got one of those as well, and without the colliders, it means that you can interact with things like generator banks through those cage walls, which is really lovely. Here is my kind of final example, actually going into a full cage using these little corner blocks here, and it's really just up to you what you want to do. It's up to your heart's content. Here's the bars here. I've got a lot of paintable surfaces here for you to mess around with, but it just makes a nice big good looking square block. Now I look at it, maybe that's an idea. So if you have any ideas for blocks that you think I could make, now I can't guarantee that I'll do them for you, but I'll give them a damn good go. Just head over to the Discord and just let's put a request in. Let's have a discussion. How about I made one of these corner blocks, but this one, these might be lined up this way, but we could have the bars going vertically from my perspective right now on the bottom of the 2 halves. That might look quite good. I don't know. I should try that. And again, through these now you can interact with things like generators that you might have placed underneath or to the side or somewhere out of the way of that beautiful little zombie punch that may be happening. But there you go. So it's something to consider, to mess around with. I don't know. Is it useful to anyone? It's useful for me. I just thought I would share it with you because every time here on Physics Games we make something, we also like to share it with the community too. So I'll see you over Discord, I'll see you on Nexus Mods, and of course I'll see you in another video very soon. Goodbye!